Right, so what a fight that was, just as expected. Leigh Wood versus Josh Warrington. It pretty much went as how I expected it to be. Josh Warrington would be a bit too slippy, the better boxer of the two, but Leigh Wood would find a way. And that's exactly how it went. It looked like Leigh Wood was maybe either drained of the weight or it felt flat, but Warrington was doing good for the first couple of rounds, was winning like 5-1. Then Leigh Wood landed the combination. Josh Warrington walked back to his corner with his back to the ref, and the fight got stopped. Kind of a controversial ending. I agree with it. I think Leigh Wood, I think the fight should have been over there, seeing as Warrington still looked off on his feet. But I get what people mean. Like, it was the end of the round, there was still a minute to go, but it's the ref's choice at the end of the day, and the ref made his decision, and that was his decision. So yeah, it was an interesting fight. It pretty much went how I expected it to go. I wasn't expecting Leigh Wood to kind of be so tired, but I was expecting a comeback win. Yeah, and that's why this was such a hard fight to predict, because if he couldn't hit Warrington, it was game over then. Because especially in how the fight was going, he was tired and Leigh Wood is not the type of guy to ever look for a way out. He's had a couple of these comeback wins now, and yeah, it was a good fight. I have yet to rewatch it, but it was from what I remember, it was a really good fight. Wasn't very competitive in all fairness. Yeah, again, I'm not sure many people expected this fight to be competitive. I think most people who predicted Leigh Wood to win was in this fashion, a kind of comeback win. Yeah, maybe Leigh Wood needs to move up. What is he, like a featherweight? I want to say. I actually don't know what weight class they're fighting at, which is a bit, divvy from me. But yeah, could there be a rematch? I hope not. Warrington's on a 2-fight losing streak, and Leigh Wood's on a pretty good run. But I wouldn't be opposed to it, really. Yeah, it was just interesting fight. Josh Warrington's kind of looked to get him. There wasn't much Leigh Wood could do. Warrington just had a bit too much for him, but then Leigh Wood found it in the 7th, which is, I expected Leigh Wood to find it around about the 9, 10, and 11th round, so I didn't expect him to find it early. Well, it's not even early, midway. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Leigh Wood does next. I don't know where Warrington goes from now, because he's on a bit of a skid. Yeah, but in other fight news, I wasn't actually going to watch this. Bobby Green versus Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson came as a big favourite. They came out in that first round. Bobby Green hands down. Grant Dawson decided to strike with a guy who's known for his head movement and his counters. And basically, I think he got put down with a jab. And the fight was over. Big fight, big win from Bobby Green. He's back in the top 10. It was a big upset. It's not really much to talk about, because Grant Dawson tried to strike with him, threw 6 shots, not even one landed. Bobby Green landed 1 shot, and he knocked him out. I think the fight to make next is Bobby Green versus Dan Hooker. I don't actually know if they fought before. No, I don't think they have fought before. Yeah, do that fight. That could be good. Dan Hooker's coming off a really good win. Dan Hooker looks to be kind of returning back to his old self. Maybe not in the fashion before that Poirier fight. And yeah, Bobby Green's looking all right recently. It's crazy that Grant Dawson made Tony Ferguson look better, because at least Tony Ferguson can go out there and get smoked in 32 seconds. So yeah, I don't think it really adds anything to Tony Ferguson at the moment, but it's something to say. So yeah, that's just my general thoughts. In a bit.